Today on Mysterious Morsels, we're talking about clowns. Whew, man, clowns, not cool. Not a clown fan. Never have been, never will be, and I'm pretty sure I'm not alone. Now, here's the deal. Clowns, by definition, are meant to be fun, happy, circus folk that, hand out balloons and paint your face and put a smile on your face and do silly things and pack into Volkswagens. And here's the deal. Maybe it's me and I'm deficient because I was never really a circus fan. Can't say I really went to the circus as a kid. Did like all the follies. I've been to Cirque du Soleil as an adult, but that's a very different experience. Went to Circus the Casino even as a child, where you could watch circus acts, but that was about the closest that I got because I don't know, I never went to the circus. Never been to a rodeo either while I'm at it, which they have their own clowns, and as far as I'm concerned, they're equally spooky. But there's just something about clowns that, I don't know if it's the makeup and like you're hiding behind plain sight kind of a thing. I don't know. It's weird because masks don't really bother me and you never know what's under the mask. But this is like your actual face and then you're painting it and you might paint a happy face or a sad face on your real face. I don't know. It's all weird. And then when the makeup gets smudged, yuck. I don't know. Not a fan. And I think it's just the mysteriousness of the clown. Now, granted, I grew up with the original Stephen King's It, which I subsequently watched the remake, and they're both terrifying. And I'm really, really a clown hater after that. But even before I saw that and when I was a wee tot, I can remember my godmother gave me a porcelain clown in a silk outfit that he was a music box actually, well not really a box, but he was musical, and he had a little twisty thing on the back. And if you turned it, it would play Send in the Clowns, which I love that song. And the creepy part is, not only was he odd and had that sinister face, even though it was happy, or supposed to be happy, he had his head tilt to the music and like oscillate back and forth, like make kind of a circle. But all it did for me was like really make me think it was going to jump off my shelf and kill me at night. So as nice as he was immediately regifted within about 5 minutes. So I never liked the look of him. I was like 3. That was from Jump, like way before I saw Stephen King's It. So I've just never been a clown fan. Now, walking around, if you were to see one at like a balloon animal maker type person, or with a quote-unquote handbag, that had a real hand and used to be gaggy like that, or something at a carnival, one-on-one, it wasn't so bad. I wasn't running from them, but I wasn't running toward them either. I didn't care about their stupid balloon. No thanks. So I'm just not a clown fan. And I think that it's funny because for all the scary stuff, clowns are meant to be happy and positive, and it went terribly awry somewhere. Because if you think about all of the, monsters and Dracula and the Thing and the Blob and the Werewolf and the Lycans and, Frankenstein and all this and that, it's all these actual monsters and nothing happy. They're all kind of dark, sinister characters that were either born odd or in a bad situation or who knows what. But it was never, ever meant to be a happy thing that went sideways. It's just not. So this is really bad. It's really a problem because some kids like clowns and that's fine. I mean, possibly have your child checked if they do like a clown because that's just scary. But, I mean, there are people who like clowns and that's fine if that's your thing. But I feel that everybody I've ever met hates clowns. I can't say I know one person that's like, yes, get me clown stuff. Nobody. I know way more unicorn people than I do clowns. And that's that could go the fantasy route or whatever. I don't know one person, and I know a lot of people, that's been like, yeah, clowns are cool. Sign me up and get me clown stuff. I just don't. So I think that, and again, I can't just blame Stephen King's It, although it had a lot to do with it. There's also a creepy movie, I want to say it was called Arcade. It was like a B movie. I didn't really watch it. My friend did. He told me about it. It was like a clown. Well, it was like watching him or something, and then the clown would move. But you never saw the clown move. So it was like an Annabelle situation. But actually worse, because this clown actually did move, but you never saw him move. But he would be in a different position. And then even if you go Poltergeist, with the whole under the bed thing and the creepy clowns, it's just like, too much icky clown going on for me. Quit clowning around. So I just I don't know. I'm not a fan of any of that. And I think it's funny that it has this huge place cemented in horror, and yet that was totally not a trope for horror and has become one. So I just find that incredibly interesting, and I think it can't be ignored. It's definitely the one of these things is not like the other. Which one of these things doesn't belong? Clowns. Clowns just aren't meant to be spooky, bad, evil, yucky, anything with horror, and yet here they are, one of the most terrifying things that I could possibly come up with. So for me, no thank you, no clown, never. But it's out there, and there's a lot of spooky clown stuff. And if you think about it, they've really taken it to the next level with different clown costumes and things at Hollywood Horror Nights. They even used a clown one year, I think when it came back out at Hollywood Studios. So just as far as like all these great spooky things go, there's always a clown segment, and he's never nice. So it's just scary. I feel bad for like Krusty the Clown and all the people that, Simpsons Clown or like other clowns that were animated or meant to be funny and kind of lost their way because they get a bad rap. And I see why. But yeah, that's definitely one of those things that you don't know would become evil. At least I didn't know it would become evil, but it's always been evil for me. So please, in the comments, let me know your story with the clowns. Do you have a least favorite clown situation, or I should say a most terrifying clown situation? Or hey, do you like clowns? And if so, why? So please tell me. If you got a minute, give a like and subscribe. We would love it. And of course, I'll leave you some links to other stuff if you're into lore and all sorts of different spooky things and mysterious morsels that are going on. I've probably got something that you might like to listen to about something haunted, something spooky, something psychologically terrifying, or maybe even a little thrilling story that could possibly be uplifting at the end. At least I hope so. That's the plan. I'm out to entertain you because I think that I've seen a lot of really weird stuff, and hopefully I can share it in a way that makes you want to listen to even more. So lots of crazy stuff out there. I'll also link you, if you'd like to read about some spooky stuff, I have a book that I wrote called 7 Dreams, about 7 dreams that actually came to fruition. So that freaked me out. So feel free to take a look at them, check them out. Really appreciate it. And we will catch you on the next installment of Mysterious Morsels. Until then, stay spooky and scare that like button.